Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today I'm finishing off the M4 CS by putting a strong, durable paintwork sealant on it, which is going to probably last a good 6 months to a year. Although I'm always telling myself I'm done for a while and I end up stripping them off and putting something else on. But this time, this stuff, Jescar Ultralock Plus, I think was the best liquid sealant, you know, in my recent video lineup that I did, even though it might not have picked up the most points, because it has really fantastic durability. But beyond that, beyond just being really durable, it's reasonably hydrophobic, stay in focus, but it dries to a thin crust and buffs off the panel really nice and leaves a really slick finish that is just going to stay there. You know, really bond. It's a little bit old-fashioned that you have to leave it on the panel for, I think, half an hour or something like that. Yeah, but it's not difficult. This is the way I prefer to do it. You know, I could use a spray sealant now and get it done really quickly, and some of those spray sealants are quite impressive. I just find though with the machine polisher, you get a much clearer finish, like when you do that buff, and it's the way to go. It's the way I like to go, I think. While you're here, I'll just give you an update on the APC testing. We're well into that. I was going to do dirt sim testing today, but it's too hot. I did a round of testing on these at 1 to 10, and they didn't have any effect on the aluminium or steel or leather. You know, no noticeable degradations really, even the ones that say don't use on aluminium or metal. I've just redone the test and put them down today, but this time I've used them neat. And we'll talk, and I'll show that we've used them at 1 to 10 in the video as well, because it's important to say. But using them neat, I think I'm already starting to see some reactions. If you look at the AutoSmart one, I'm getting oxidization off that one, and it says don't use it on aluminium. So we will caveat that as well. You know, but I'm expecting some of these metals maybe to corrode as well now this time when they're on neat. Or maybe not, because most of them are alkaline, so they might inhibit it. But yeah, I want to see some results. I want to see some differences. I want to see this aluminium go on some of them. So I want to draw some meaningful results. Same with the leather as well. I think if you use all these products at low concentrations and get them off, then they're all probably relatively safe. So we must caveat that we are kind of misusing them here. Big difference in them drying out as well. Like this was put on a few hours ago. The Sonax has still wetted it through. And like other ones down here, the Valet Pro and the Auto Finesse are kind of a bit drier. So some of them like wet out more, which is interesting, or don't dry. Like the Car Pro is dried, and the G-Technic. Guys, you can still sort of see the film. That film isn't an indication of damage, by the way. It's just indication of another substance on there. So we've got to, at the end, take that off and then look at the differences in the leather and where we've applied it and where we haven't. So there you go. There's a little bit on this. Now, sealing the car. I've done some touch-ups on this car as well. I've been doing some paint touch-ups and just going over this edge. And I've got it better. There was actually someone who had done some touch-ups that I didn't even see before, and they were quite bad. And I took the paint off using I used the Rupes in the end, the DA course with a Flex Purple. Took all this excess paint off, thinking there'd be a horrendous chip under there, and there was nothing. So it was like they touched up a good area of the panel, which was a bit strange. But there you go. So the edge of the door is looking really good now. I did a little touch-up. There, which you can still see. You can still see it, because what I told you is I don't tend to put like a crest on them and try and flatten them down the crest, the crown. I just feel the bottom so you can't see the white primer, and that does me. And I do it very quickly, and I just polish off the excess that comes over the top. You know what I mean? So there we go. Right, let's move on to sealing the car now. We want to do this very, very rapidly, so give this a real good shake. Is there temperature requirements on this? Because it's very hot today. But in this garage, we're out of sunlight. the panels are going to be warm, but no, they're okay. This should be absolutely fine. Let's pop this. Yeah, look, I knew it was going to do that. Whenever it's hot, like the liquids sort of like come out of the thing, especially polishes. When I was doing the touch-ups, I opened the H9 originally I was using, and I popped the lid off that first before I went over to the course, and like it just went everywhere. So here we go. Let's just get that little bit. So we just want to spread, like, how quickly do I want to do this? Well, the buff is going to take longer than the application. So if you just look at the wing, for example, let's just get some blobs around so we can get a consistent layer. And we don't need high speed, so we're going to go down to 2000 is the lowest. We'll go to 2500. I might crank it up and it's constantly stalling, just to give it a little whiz over. We'll go down there as well. And that is your sealant applied to the wing. Probably missed a few little bits in there. I don't know. We'll do the same now for the bonnet. Let's just bring you back. I need to top up a little bit. So let's top up. I'm using the Shoal Concepts black. It's called the Black Spider pad. It's just a completely soft pad that is just really ideal for kind of spreading stuff. You know, it's not, you're not gonna, it's a very soft pad. So let's start at the middle of the panel. Keep doing dabs, but never mind. That's half the bonnet done. And what I'll do is I'll put you on time lapse and come back. 99% of all the painted surface areas. You might see me just wiping off where I went over before it dries, but leaving it on the paintwork. And I've done the front bumper and rear bumper as well, and the headlights and the tail lights, everything really. I'm sweating, and you know, when you're sweating from there, well, more than the armpits, something ain't right. But of course, those of you that follow the channel know that I don't like to talk about my Herculean fitness and physique because it upsets people. I don't like to intimidate on this channel. Said with a slight bit of sarcasm. That killed me, that did, because it's just so hot today. Now, I've got to wait 30 minutes, and this is just going to haze up and buff off. So what I'm going to do is open the door. I'm not going to stay in here because this car is like one big vapour cloud, and all the solvents all over the car now are vaping off, and that's as that dries. So I'm just going to be honking it all in if I stay in here. So I'll aerate the garage and come back in half an hour and buff off. Okay, we're back and we're ready for the buff half an hour later. So we take a clean microfiber towel. I won't demo the whole thing, but look, another thing that's really important for me with the paintwork sealant is the buff. So just see the light. Look at that. It's really good. It's just so easy. And it's really smooth. It's a cracker of a product, this is. It's an absolute cracker. It's just so nice to work with. Just an absolute belter. So like you haven't got to chase the product too much. Look, let's just do another little demo. But I just want to, almost just going to like drag it with my fingertips. Look at that. It's so good. It's like that single buff that you want, you know what I mean? So you really don't have to keep buffing it away at it or going into the paintwork hard. Just very, very good product, this. Probably the best. I've never lived with it, so, you know, I've got to see if it can hold up and, you know, really keep going beyond just me testing it chemically, you know, poking chemicals at it. But in the real world, you know, then this is probably going to be hard to beat, I think. But look at that. They just glide across, like boom. Just really, really good. Just love it. So easy. That my microfiber cloth isn't getting all bits all over it, and there's no dust or anything. And the panel feels so silky. So, just so good. Very good product. Just can't recommend this highly enough, but I haven't tried the ultimate is to put this down, leave it, then put Fuso on top, and then maintain it with Sonax BSD. Your car will be like a deflector shield. Even a pigeon tries to land on it, it will like fly off at 90-degree contact angle. Get a surprise of its life. But car, when it goes outside, is just going to look so glossy. Oh, about to be interrupted by my missus. Thank you, Susie. She's bought me something. What she bought me? There she goes. Oh, looks too healthy to me. That'll kill me. It's like poison. It's not like chocolate, processed food. It kills me. So you need to be really, whenever you think you've buffed it, you need to take the car outside and buff it again. I missed a massive triangle there, haven't I? So I'm going to go through and buff it all off once, just very quickly. And then I've got something to do at 3. And then I'll quickly do, and then it doesn't matter if I do the final buff when I get back in this evening, because as long as I get 99% of it off. So there you go. Highly recommend this stuff. I know Matt from Obsessed Garage uses the Menzerner Jescar Ultralock. And I don't know what the difference is, and if this is any better or any worse. You've also got Menzerner power lock, but I just know that this is very, very good. Really impressed with it. Yeah. So that's it, guys. My back of my t-shirt, I took it off. You wouldn't want to see me without my shirt on. The back is wetter than the front as well, which isn't a good sign. So I'm going to eat some fruit, enjoy this roasting hot sun, and drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. We do some more formal stuff, like I said at the start of the video, but this is an informal one. Then I've got to dress the tyres, and then probably one wipe of the glass on the inside, and then the car's done. Oh, the exhaust tips need polishing as well, because they got a bit of tarnishing from track days on them. But by the time I've got round to polishing those, I've got another track day coming up, so I don't know if I'll bother. Maybe I will. See you later.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you